I don't know about shocks the world, Marcus.
Manny, you know what I'm going for with this.
It's clickbait, sure, but I don't know if this is shocks the world.
It's better than what I originally thought. Mariah May exposes herself on NXT. Our views are down, Manny. This is a desperate time. We're a desperate man. We're a desperate man.
More on that later, but again, Marcus, epic.
No, it wasn't. But they did. They did it. They
There was
did
a
it. Swan
notable
wasn't even
fall-off.
on the show.
There was a notable fall-off collision.
Oh shit! And leave Roxanne alone. God damn it! What the hell's going on?
Leave Liv
Man.
Morgan alone too. What is with all these
Ladies-
people stalking people?
Yeah, when does stalking become cool? You guys are losers and creeps. And Will, you can't start the show off like this. This place sucks. I'm missing a quotation mark. I don't care.
Why have you spelled his name like that?
Isn't that how he spells name? Doesn't he put an apostrophe in there?
No.
I feel like he always. I think he does. He want to go Osprey.
Oh no.
Yeah, it doesn't even sound right. It's all messed up. I don't care. It's the fifth thumbnail. It's the fifth Will thumbnail.
I nearly said that in a Jamaican accent. I don't know why. TKO.
TKO man, Bondrick trying to take 15 million for Roman Reigns.
TKO man wants to take 15 million from Roman.
We would negotiate his contract. TKO is a piece of shit organization.
Welcome everyone to the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. I'm of course the racially ambiguous Lord Manny Hayes, and he is
the man is going to try to fire up for this episode. Marcus, the grand finale.
Can I just point out Tuesday's episode? I know me and you kind of both phoned in.
What were we supposed to do?
I didn't expect the views to be phoned in as well.
Well, Manny, how do you watch something from content creators when we are based off the content that we report on, and that show gave us nothing, and it was nothing for anybody to want to hear about it? What we had anything to talk about? If there was any newsworthy show,
Marcus, it didn't even crack 100. It didn't even crack 100.
No. These are the dark times,
because
someone calls Florence. The dark times are back.
J.K. Smush said, good morning, evening. May Hulk Hogan have a healthy baby that won't stop crying. He's gone kind of in a kind of nice way. Greed messes up the vibes, Triple H and TKO. And shout out to me playing hooky and enjoying a matinee baseball.
Ooh, there you go. Play that hooky. I wonder who came up with the term hooky. I don't understand how that became like I'm ditching work or I'm
that is an old-timey word too. So
yeah.
If someone can fact check that for us while we talk, that would be great.
Why was hooky a thing? Why is it called hooky? Ooh, we're playing hooky. Just sounds really kinky. I don't know.
Another.
It sounds like you're testing the waters of prostitution.
Another news story that wasn't covered in the thumbnails was the man that is the catalyst for Marcus, his favorite wrestler. His name is Karrion Kross.
I started this trend.
His contract is coming up, and there is no intention, or there has been no intention to talk to him to get it re-signed. Do you think he's going to be and maybe his wife, that are going to be like, we don't have anything for you. We're not going to renew your contract, much like they did with R-Truth and Carlito.
And maybe The Miz? I don't know. I feel like he's dangling around. I don't know what's going on with that.
But that's it. But what's going on with The Miz and Gunther is quite weird in the first place, because Gunther's deleted everything WWE related on his Twitter, and so has The Miz.
Except for the Gunther name.
But
kept his name.
Gunther has recently re-signed.
Yeah. So, according to my sources, The Miz has never had WWE stuff on there, and people just are messing around. There has never been anything And my source is Ryan. For some reason, he said he follows the Miz, and he said mostly for Maurice, but he said there's never been anything there. There's never been anything. It says the Miz and Mike Mizanin and all that, and it just goes into all his stuff. So I don't know what's the reporting on that, but it looks like everybody's out.
What Ryan said is literally what Big E's answer was when people told him to join TikTok, and he said he only has TikTok so he can watch Lana dance.
She's still out there in the streets. Ever since her and Rusev got back together, I feel like she's been quiet. I don't know. I just feel like she hasn't been around. But I don't think they're bringing back Karrion. I think he's done. I think him and Scarlett are done.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna. They haven't really done anything of note, and I don't see any value in return for them if they're going on that bullshit.
Well, he is one that it shows that they don't care about if you're a top merchandise seller because they got rid of R-Truth with his Ron Cena shirts, and Karrion's been apparently one of the top selling merchandise. Like he's secretly getting over, and people love him for whatever reason. The internet darling at this point, which I never saw coming. And I, hope the best. I don't know what's going to happen for quote unquote Killer Kross.
Unless Triple H keeps him around.
Yeah.
Because he's a Triple H boy.
Yeah. Honestly, I think what would best suit him, because I don't think he's all that in a bag of chips as a professional wrestler. And I don't think he would thrive in AEW as well. I think the best thing for Karrion Kross to do is become a commentator somewhere. I think he kind of reminds me of Jesse.
I think there's something in him still. I think he could probably have a good run. You don't want to go TNA now. You can't really even say TNA now because that's like a WWE subsidiary.
Yeah.
You don't, and NWA is a bit too small.
Yep. He wouldn't do that with him. If he goes to AEW, he's lost in the shuffle. I think he could probably do New Japan Strong. Yeah, but that's not even a franchise anymore, really.
It's a thing.
they bring it up, but it's not like they have a weekly show anymore or anything. They don't do anything with that.
I don't believe he's got kids, so he could probably go to Japan.
Yeah, but do you really want to make that flight? I don't think he wants to make that flight. Does Scarlett want to make that flight?
Japan's cool, man.
Yeah, but you know what? I think he's going to do.
Let me ask you this question. You got a choice.
He's going to get a podcast.
Oh, no.
Killer Talk with Killer Kross.
Oh, there's an interesting story that I heard on Cultaholic. The Rock stole an idea directly off of Wolfgang from Hey.
Yeah, what did he steal from Wolfgang? What did he steal from the Gallus Boys?
So the Gallus Boys were training with The Rock, and they were like rehearsing the match with The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to do some table spot. And Wolfgang suggested to do something to The Rock for The Rock to do in that match. And The Rock basically repeated the thing word for word to him. And had it on camera, so it made it seem like it was his idea to do it. So The Rock is an asshole. If you didn't know,
that's figured. I don't feel like that's asshole. That's borrowing. It's not like Gallus was going anywhere with those spots anyway. No one cares about Gallus. Let's be honest. You don't care about Gallus.
No. I ain't got nothing else. I got no other news stories.
Evolve crowned their champion. You care?
I don't even know who that guy is.
Wasn't he one of the Vanity Project guys that was on NXT this week?
I don't know.
Yeah, let's just say that. Facts. All right, you ready to jump into the real world? Or we can talk about Roman. They want Roman's money, man. Do you think Roman's owed $15 million? $15 million.
I didn't even know about that story.
So yeah, apparently the TKO, the parent company of the WWE, the owners of it, want to renegotiate Roman Reigns' contract. He's currently in a $15 million deal for X amount of years, but they want to shorten that money. You know, because they're all about their money. They want to maximize their profit, and they feel like Roman shouldn't get paid that. So I would like to say this. Bullshit. It's too late. You ain't renegotiated with me. You fucked up and gave me $15 million. I will not answer my phone.
Thing is, he returns. He probably makes half of that in merch when he returns.
Yeah. But I feel it's kind of ridiculous that everything we hear about TKO is them trying to cost cut everything. But yet Penta's out there with $500. No, but they're out there trying to do some cost cutting, but we don't see where the money's going. It just seems it's into their pocket. It doesn't seem like it's going to the product. It doesn't seem to be adding anything. And then all you hear about the buzz about blah 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 yada yada yada.
Yeah,
I'm tired of hearing that shit.
The only Drake I trust is Nathan Drake, and he's from.
Oh. Well, how about Drake Maverick?
I never trusted that man. That man peed himself on TV, and he cried to get his job back. I don't trust that man.
Yeah. He got a job back though. It worked.
Yeah, it didn't work for anyone else afterwards.
Yeah, I know. People try.
Shall we get into this ball ache of a show that's called AEW this week?
Let's go with it. This free pay-per-view they gave on TV. You know what? I'm going to commend AEW for doing something, though. They did attempt to give us a free pay-per-view on TV. I'm going to say attempt. This was not a pay-per-view. You look at the show and you realize this is not a pay-per-view, but it is an attempt to give people a free pay-per-view on TV. This has never been done in the history of professional wrestling, a 4-hour wrestling show.
On a TV show. You need to change up statements.
Yeah. 4 hours national TV show. They have never did it. Tony Khan seemed to be proud about it. And you know what? Shout out to them for trying to give the people. It seemed like if I was at the show, I would have been all right, but I would have been like, is this shit over yet?
No, see, the only problem, I admire them doing something like this, but if you're going to do it, you have to have something big happen on it. You have to have some type of title change or someone massive return. You don't just end the show with the Paragon.
Yeah, Manny, can I suggest something? They advertised 2 matches for, I believe, coming up soon. They have the Omega and Okada match, which is happening at All In to merge the Intercontinental, the International, and the Continental title. And then they also advertised Swerve and Ospreay for next week at Summer Blockbuster.
They also have various other matches for Summer Blockbuster.
Yeah, and I'm saying this. If Fyter Fest was supposed to be a free pay-per-view, you give me Swerve and Ospreay 2 on that show. I'm just saying, you don't give me Summer Blockbuster. Just takes away.
So it opens up with actually first, the show started with a strike for me.
Well, 4 hours. I gave it a strike last week.
No, not for the 4 hours. Anytime NXT, AEW, because WWE, the WWE shows, they don't do this. When the ramp is directly next to the ring, I don't like it. I don't like it instantly strike. Because you've cut off part of the ring. You've cut off a diving point.
Okay. I'm going to give a random strike too as well. Manny, do I agree with this strike? No, I'm okay. It doesn't hurt me. I agree with you. I don't like the aesthetic.
This is the Manny aesthetics thing. I think it's not going to bother everyone.
This is a Marcus Hippo in the crate strike right now. I didn't like the way Dynamite started. I didn't like it. You want to know why?
Why?
This was some Monday Night Raw SmackDown, the way they were showing walking to the arena in different areas, which I'm sick of that too, by the way. I haven't said that on the show, I don't think, but I've been sick of it for weeks. I don't care. I don't care about the
Actually, before we even get on to anything, I don't like it because I don't like it when they do it on WWE. So Raw and SmackDown, because it follows the same pattern. It'll be them walking into the arena, and then look at MetLife Stadium, home to SummerSlam, blah blah blah, and then you get the recap of Raw from last week, and then you're 10 minutes in. You're 10 minutes in, and it's like
you get to the announce table with Joe Tess and the Wade Barrett or Michael Cole. And then you finally get someone's music to hit. They come talk, and it's the exact way Dynamite started, because it starts with that, but they don't go to the desk. They go to Tony Schiavone in the ring, who I believe calls out the best wrestler in the world, Will Ospreay, who comes out here looking like he looks older. I don't know.
He looked grubby, is what it was. The fake tan was on. He had a white hat. He clearly touched the hat, and it was covered in the fake tan. He wants Swerve and Hangman to get along for one night, retrieve the belt, and then go after each other. If Mox hates AEW, what AEW's become, he has a fantastic idea. Piss off, then.
Piss off, bro. But Manny, I'm gonna give Will Ospreay a strike.
No, why?
He's already proven his theory wrong. It's been proven wrong. Manny, a few weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, if you want to call it even, we had a show, Double or Nothing, in Anarchy in Arena. The Ops, Samoa Joe, and Will Hobbs, and the other people on that team have already defeated Death Riders. So by saying, if we need to hook up with Swerve, and it's only us three that can do it, doesn't make sense to me, because we just saw Jon Moxley and his team get their ass whooped by the other people who have just moved on, by the way.
Everyone's moved on, but
just like whatever happened there, let's just move on. But the Founding Fathers and the Bucks and whatnot, and even special guest appearance and gay kid Rachel showed up. That's the old sitcom reference. But they showed up and they lost. So I don't need this super team of Swerve and Hangman and Ospreay, because I already saw Joe and Hobbs can get it done. And the others.
When you mention Hobbs, you need to do the thing. The thing.
I forgot again. God damn it. No. Commander was going to be on this episode. Damn it.
I keep forgetting to do it. The only reason AEW sucks right now is because you are our world champion. He said he will play a part in ensuring the world title comes back. He asked Swerve, who is the bigger threat, Hangman or the Death Riders? Well, he's got a feeling that Swerve is also that threat as well. It has to be him who is the one to stop him. He's calling him out for a fight next week. Then he is interrupted by the crew. When you read Will's mouth, even he was like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, who the fuck is this? Because the music was playing and I went, the fuck is this? That was my reaction. What the fuck is this? And then said the crew, and Will went, who the fuck is this? We had the same reaction. I was like, oh, really? This is happening now?
Leo Rush thinks Will Ospreay is the worst thing about AEW. Challenges him to a fight. Will accepts. Marcus, there's only one thing I can describe about this crew. Sure. I understand they are black men. However, they feel like when they talk, they are white men pretending to be black.
Man, we got a Malibu Most Wanted situation going on here. They're doing reverse white chicks.
But that's what it feels like when I see them.
I feel like they're just bland, and I don't want anything to do with it. I don't feel like they have any. Action Andretti makes the team weak as well. Like, I like Leo Rush. I think he's a very talented wrestler, but just very, very small. He's quick and he's very good. But Action Andretti, athletic and whatnot, you may give him all that credit, but bores the shit out of me just looking at him. He looked like Timu Stacks at this current moment right now.
John Moxley
never thought I said about life.
John Moxley takes on Mark Briscoe for the first match of the night. Mark Briscoe's promo says his kids are now doubting him because he gave up.
Oh, well. Manny, I also want to give a strike to this match. This is 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row that Ospreay goes and talks some shit about Jon Moxley, and then Jon Moxley just comes out in the next segment, not addressing it. Does not care. Does not care. It's like Mox is ignoring the feud.
No, the problem I have is this is your AEW World Champion. He says nothing.
Yeah, yeah, nothing to say.
He has said nothing for like several weeks. I don't think he
been-
said anything going into Double or Nothing either.
Yeah, it's been at least a month since he said anything. And you know what? When he would talk, it would be gibberish. But you know what? Speak your gibberish. Wolves and lions, hey, they eat spaghetti and meatballs on Sundays.
So Moxie
You
chokes
know,
him out. The match ends in referee
I
stop.
like a fork and chopsticks. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Um,
Just say, give me something. Yeah, so he chokes him out. Mark Briscoe passes out. If I'm his kids, daddy's still a bitch.
Timeless Tony Storm, Mina Shirakawa versus Julia Hart and Sky Blue. I wrote in my notes, little did I know, Marcus also was thinking the exact same thing. This match was an instant strike. One, because Mercedes Moné was on commentary. And two, she eats a steak bigger than her. But then this steak looked like it was cooked. Well done.
Yes, Manny, I'm not going to give Mercedes a strike for a commentary because you know what? She did the right thing. She did the right thing. She did not actually do any commentary. So you cannot complain about anything she just said on commentary. So you can't give her a strike for that. I can't give her a strike for getting this well done steak and making her and Tony Storm chew this tough ass piece of shit. This was the worst steak I've ever seen on TV. I'm really upset because I was like, ooh, you know, I could go for a steak as they brought up the table like it was the Goodfellas and they brought out her wine. I was like, this is a nice setup and I like it. And then you look at her chew the steak and you go like, oh, it's horrible. And you realize she didn't even want to eat it after a while. Because it just sat there.
Sides. There is no sides. Where's the potato? There needs at least some potato on there.
Yeah, just straight up meat. It's Booker T. It's literally Booker T. No water, no sides, just meat. That's all it was. But damn, I bet you she was choking on that shit. We can see it right now. You can see it in her mouth. Just
you know when the camera was off her, she spat that out.
Yeah, that is the ultimate strike of strikes. And I'm not blaming Mercedes for that. I'm blaming Tony for allowing her to eat a well-done steak live on TV. If you're going to do it, you better give her some A1 at least. You better give her some A1, Tony.
Kane said, do you think Mox is getting more flack now that Jericho is gone? I don't think he's getting I don't think Mox is holding anyone back. Jericho's flack was the fact that anyone that was linked to him just ended up in a vortex of doom.
Well, you can always end up like Axel Andretti, where he beat Jericho all that time ago. Look at him now. Or anybody else he's worked with. Like it's just been all downhill. Danny Garcia is as cold as I've ever seen anybody. But also in this match, here's something that just bugged me slightly. This tag match with Mina Shirakawa, Tony Storm, Julia Hart, and Sky Blue. Manny, they did 4 hours of fucking wrestling. Congratulations. But how do you only have 2 women's segments in this 4-hour span? 3 women. That's 3? Oh, the Megan Bang shit, I ain't counting it. Tay Mello, when Tay Mello come on my screen, it's a strike and I don't count it. That's Rampage business there, buddy. That's Rampage business.
I'm not going to cover this later, so I'm going to cover it now. When they were about to throw Anna Jay off the stage and Tate Mello came out, because I ain't stopping what I'm doing. I'm
doing you.
And the fact that she came out and they tried to make that seem like it was a big deal. It was one of those things where I was like this. I was like, let me turn off this keyboard before I do stuff on the thing. I was like, hey, Mello. She carried on what I was doing.
I guess she's back. I thought I could have sworn she only wrestled on the Rampage. But they made this big deal like this return was a big deal, like anybody missed her. No one missed her. No one even knew she was gone. I haven't thought about Tay Mello in probably 30 years. I'll be honest. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They try to say. But also, let me tell you what I thought about. When Megan Bane and Penelope Ford had Anna, it was Anna Jay, right?
Yeah, Anna Jay.
When they had her and they were going to throw her up the stage, I was like, Megan Bain is about to go back to 0 weeks without incident because something bad's about to happen. Luckily, Tay Mello made the save because I was thinking injuries.
Well, we've lost. What's her name from last week? Harley Cameron.
Harley Cameron, yeah.
Yeah, she's injured now.
Yeah. You can tell.
Thank you, Megan Bain.
Yeah, thanks, Megan Bain.
One of the highlights of that show.
You are the new Nia Jax. In fact, I'm giving you the "You Aren't Like Most Girls" award until someone else defeats you.
I thought the match was fine. It was just like
That's fine.
It was just like, oh, this is basically the Fatal 4-Way from a couple of weeks ago, just in tag form.
Yeah, and you know what? I do feel the commentary was over the top. It's like, they're gonna kiss. They're gonna. I'm like, come on, man. You guys are grown ass men. You guys are grown ass men. You can't. If you in 2025, you're getting this excited over seeing two women kiss at this current moment. You got problems. Because you can walk outside, but I can walk outside my house and catch two random women kiss. How lonely
are you if you'll get excited about that on a wrestling show?
Yeah. Oh my God, they're gonna do it. Damn, you desperate for anything.
MJF reminds Will in the back that even if he can get Hangman and Swerve to get along, and the Cowboy wins the world title, he still can't beat Hangman based on Double or Nothing. He then riles up Will by asking about how his son Harry is, which Will goes after him, and then the Hertzing stop him.
Man, every kid named Harry in England. I'm tired of hearing that name. I feel like
my name ain't Harry.
Like, yeah, you're a 45-year-old man at this point, man.
I'm younger than you, sir.
Every white kid in England is named Harry. I feel like.
No, there's a lot more Jameses and Toms and what was it? Matt.
These are all Harry Potter names.
There are no Matt. Harry Potter.
There's no Matt. There's no Matt in the Potter Bible. But maybe they're bringing a new character.
And let me tell you something straight, because there is no large abundances of Hermione in the
No, that's a unique one. There's only one Hermione at this current moment. Just like there's only one Mariah until Mariah May showed up. But it's back to being one when NXT changed their name. What batch are we on?
What are we talking about? We're on the Hurt Syndicate.
Oh yeah, the Hurt Syndicate in the back. I got black friends, Will. Jailhouse rules, homie.
Jailhouse with black friends, Will. You may have Swerve. I've got a Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, you're just like any racist. You got one. I don't think he's a racist. You got one black friend. I got a group. I got a gang. I got a gang of black friends. And let me tell you this. I think it is my goal and dream to be intimidating in a group and then straighten somebody's outfit out, just like Bobby did Will's, just for no reason. That was even wrinkled. He just straightened it out. I just want to do that. I've been wanting to do that since I've seen Steve Austin do it. I was like, that's a bold motherfucker, right? That's a bad motherfucker straighten somebody's outfit.
No, I want to do this one. To someone's face. You know how rude that one is?
Yeah, that's disrespectful. That's parenting. Or I want to put my hand on the shoulder like Bobby and Shelton did. Just like, oh no. Will almost pissed his pants in this moment. I don't know why. He should look more like, oh shit, let's do it. But he was more like, shit, I don't want none of these problems. Not the black delegation.
I think I'd take my shot.
With what? Fight the Bobby and
yeah, they're all in their mid-40s. I reckon I'd get a shot.
I ain't fucking with Bobby, Manny. I don't care how old he is. I'll tell you that right now. Maybe I'll take a swing at Shelton.
No,
maybe. I feel like Shelton will fuck me up too.
I'm more afraid of Shelton than I am Bobby Lashley.
They're both really talented, quote-unquote wrestlers.
Bobby Lashley's a powerhouse, but I reckon you could get him with a good few hits. Shelton is so agile. Shelton, if you told me if they did Spider-Man the TV series and then and you told me Shelton was under the mask, I'd believe you.
Yeah, but Manny, Bobby Lashley is a legit MMA fighter. I think he had 44 fights. I think he lost maybe none.
Yeah, but he ain't fought a drunk Manny on a Tuesday.
Drunk Manny had to do that. Bring your milk dud ass head over here. Yeah. I'll knock the black off you. Fuck you, Bobby. No, fuck you. Roberto, you call Roberto because you're drunk. Actually, you may just call him Lash. Get over here, Lash.
I'm telling you, he ain't fought a drunk Manny on a cold night on a Tuesday.
Cold drunk Manny. Shit, that's the equivalent of Baby of Charlie or your power up. You know what? I think if drunk Manny approached Bobby Lashley and said challenge, so everybody in the crowd be like, "Oh, look at Manny, look at Manny," and then after Bobby turns you into dust, they go, "Well, he was brave." He wasn't the rightest decision. He's the toughest of us all. But Bobby Lashley got his ass.
Wait, let's be honest. Shelton is a beast.
He's a beast.
So Manny want to take on ex-COD MVP or MJF?
I'm going to the MVP.
I'm going to MVP. He's got Kane. He's bad. I'm going straight after them knees.
I'm going straight to MVP. Like, if I know about the fight the Hurt Business, and I know I can't win this fight against Bobby or Shelton, and I see MVP, I'm willing to land my cheap shot on MVP to lay him out. And so when I tell the story, I beat those fuckers across the street. Then they jump me.
I'm taking MVP out with chop block.
Go to single leg.
So the syndicate, we've just spoken about nonsense and making this Dynamite report even longer.
Yeah, it's 4 hours and yet we can't get past a segment of Will standing there surrounded by black people and a tan MJF.
MVP makes a huge claim that Bobby and Shelton are the best tag team ever. MJF has come to terms that he will have to wrestle more if he wants to get gold, like his good friends Roberto and Shelton. MJF says he is the best wrestler in the world and not Mystico. He's going to watch Mystico's match next week, and if he thinks he's worthy, he will wrestle him at Grand Slam Mexico.
First of all, who said Mystico's the best wrestler in the world? I understand Sin Cara has the lights and dance moves.
Apparently Mexicans is what MJF was alluding to.
I don't think so. I don't even think the Mexican community goes like, God damn, that's the best in the world. They would look at the other wrestling promotions.
Marcus, and then there was some people that just never should be interrupting certain people. Speedball, Kevin Knight, maybe Kevin Knight can interrupt people. Commander, they all said shit.
Commander seemed like he talked the most too, and I hated everything he said.
No, because I think Kevin Knight said the most.
He may have
said the most, but Commander overstayed his welcome on that microphone.
Yeah, so's Commander appeared on my screen. I rolled my eyes. It's legit eye roll, like not no bullshit about it. He showed up on the screen. I went, this guy. Oh, he talking. Ugh. And let me tell you this, he didn't disappoint. He gave me the worst spot of the week. I don't care who botched the move this week. Commander annoyed the fuck out of me when he did the cold red spot in the match where he walked the rope very slowly, did a very slow cold red off, and I was supposed to cheer. The rest of the match is fine and high octane and high energy, and I was really, you know what, I got into it. And I thought,
based on him annoying you by walking the rope, I am also giving Julia Hart a star, even though she was assisted walking on across the rope.
No, I can't do it.
Commander.
I can't do it. I know, I can't do it. It just looks so. It was her. Who else did the walk of the Undertaker move tonight? The old school. Someone else did it too.
I thought it was just Julia Hart.
No, it wasn't just Julia.
Yeah, I think it was just Julia.
Maybe because I think it was somebody who did it, and I went, "They can stop. Just stop. This move work for the Undertaker and the Undertaker alone."
So Speedball, Commander, and Kevin Knight take on Roosh, the Beast Mortos, and Dralistico. The match kind of just happened.
He could have went either way. He could have went. It's been a long time since I watched the match on Dynamite where let's go either way. Beast Mortos can get a win, and then it didn't.
MVP announces that they won the prize and they get to face the Hurt Syndicate. They go in the ring to fight them, but they are handled by Speedball and Kevin Knight. MJF is taken down by Commander, which is a goddamn shame.
This broke my damn heart. So this takes away all the street cred they put on Will, all that hate they put on Will, all that aggression, all that heat they got on there. Just took it away when they got beat up by these guys. All of them. MJF, Bobby Lashley, Shelton. What the hell?
So when MJF got handled by Commander Marcus, I am no longer calling him MJF anymore.
That's so bad, but yeah,
I'm calling him Token.
I can't believe they got handled like that. I think this is the worst decision they could have did in AEW. And this might be the worst booking decision all week, if not all month. Seeing the Hurt Syndicate in full form and get their ass whooped.
You would have thought Triple H booked this segment. That's how racist it was.
I can see Triple H mentioned it. And then, Tony, I'm just saying, we all see the same page. But come on. Let's have the Mexicans take out the blacks. And MJF. Ridiculous. Ridiculous segment. It just looked ridiculous, too.
Who can survive the best wrestler alive? Will Hobbs answers the challenge and beats him in 49 seconds.
Yeah. Yes, this happened. I got nothing. The
AEW International Championship match between Kenny Omega, Brody King, Mascara Dorada, and Claudio.
Why did Claudio get dramatic pause?
I had a burp come in, but then it just added to what I was just saying.
And Claudio.
Kenny wins in a decent fatal 4-way. Carter comes out after the match. They push the belts in each other's faces, which I thought was funny. They trade blows. Carter drops him with a body shot and tries to do their finishes on each other. And Carter escapes. It's later announced that these two will be putting the belts on the line. Champion versus champion at All In.
Worth the ticket. All In seems like it's worth the ticket. I mean, you get Okada and Omega in a legacy feud. You got Mercedes and Tony. And you got Hangman versus Mox for the world title. I think All In is shaping up to be one of the best shows of the year.
So let me ask you this question. Are we covering All In?
I think we have to. It is the AEW. I'm trying to work. I don't know why I'm stuttering and saying their WrestleMania. It's their WrestleMania. Like, I don't know why I was hard. I couldn't get up my mouth. Like, the AEW.
I will say this. Their last pay-per-view, even though we were watching NXT at the same time, was fun. There was shit in there that I didn't necessarily want to watch, but it was fun.
I will say this again. I've said it all the time. AEW always delivers on pay-per-view. They always deliver on pay-per-view. They have tremendous matches, and it's worth the price if you can afford it. However, I am not somebody made of money like that, and I can't afford all of them. But I think All In, I'm gonna
All in. I think we do.
I may slide. It's July 12th. I'm going to slide them a little money. I'm gonna slide them a little money and be like, let's watch. Let's go see you guys go All In.
Okay, we'll cover All In for 12 hours.
Isn't they be competing with them that day too? In their main event or something?
No, I thought isn't it women's? Isn't it Evolution on that day?
Yeah, Evolution and or is it Saturday main event? It's one of them happening that day. I don't remember.
It's Saturday's main event, and then I think Evolution's on the Sunday.
Yeah,
but wasn't this show starting early?
By the way, if we are covering All In, I bet you, because I'm not going to take the day off work that night, I won't be able to finish the show. I bet you. I think they have 2 more hours of show after I go to work. Bastards. No, Kane, I think Evolution is the next night. I think it's the next night. I think that one's on the 13th on Sunday. Saturday main event is Saturday. I don't think they're doing both shows on the same day. That's what I think. That's what I think. I could be wrong.
Hold on.
Meanwhile, as Manny does his research, I'm going to just say this. Fuck Commander.
All in Texas, this will be the first afternoon pay-per-view to be held locally by AEW, as it will be a special start time of 2 p.m. Central Time, which is 3 p.m. Eastern. This will initially be done to avoid counter-programming against WWE Saturday Night's Main Event XL. Why is it called XL?
They might be doing some real hours on that shit. They make up 3 hours or something.
But WWE later scheduled their NXT Great American Bash to run head-to-head against All In.
Oh my God!
I mean, I'm not gonna watch. I don't think I'm gonna watch the NXT Great American Bash at the same time.
No, I have it on because I have to know. It's Trick Williams keep the prestigious.
I thought All In was normally the AEW pay-per-views were normally on a Sunday, but they've done Saturday this time.
Yeah, they're trying to as the kids in the streets will say, juke the WWE. I don't think no one says that.
So we are now on the start of hour 3, which is Collision.
Yep, and so Kenny or the Fatal 4-Way, which was a really good match. I thought Dorado really stood out in this one and had a really good showing. It leaked into this third hour with an overrun, and then they were like, "We're in Collision now, y'all. We're in Collision." And I stayed in it, and I was like, all right, I got to get ready for work. And I got ready for work just a little bit early, came back out, and was like, all right, here we go. And then as I'm watching this, I was like, you know what? This is Collision. This is Collision. Look, that's Daiju. This is a trick. I'm not watching it.
Will Ospreay took on Lio Rush. He wins with the Styles Clash, but like true fashion, Will Ospreay took forever to defeat Lio Rush.
Yeah. Yeah, I left after Hangman came out, which was after the segment. The crew decided to attack Will, who Will is having a really rough go with black people. I don't know. He's having a really rough go with black people. Like, they all wanted some. Bobby and him was like, nah, but then the crew got him. Hangman was like, nah, because he knows how to deal with black people. He'll burn the house down.
Hangman states he will never need or will accept help from Swerve, but he will take the AEW title from Mox. The Death Riders appear and surround the ring. Will returns with chairs, and then the Death Riders just disperse. There was a Don Callis family segment, which kind of just happened. Atlantis Jr. and Templario took on FTR. FTR win. The Don Callis family, which was Takeshita. It was basically these people.
Cesaro, Takeshita, and the Proto Star. The Proto Sheeta. He hit the Cesaro.
You know, that looks like prosciutto, which belongs on a charcuterie board. And Heshishiro sounds like a chili.
Yeah. And you know what? I will start saying this right now. Kyle Fletcher looks more like Teddy Hart each time I see him now, and it's I mean, like, oh no, you don't want to go that route. Not Teddy Hart.
The Don Callis family wins this one.
Shocking.
They defeated the Outrunners and Bandito. Sammy Guevara took on Lee Johnson, AR Fox, and Nick Wayne. Nick Wayne wins. Tekla takes on Lady Frost. Marcus, I was not very impressed.
No, yeah, I would say the same. I didn't like. Please stop doing spears. People, stop doing spears if you can't really do one. I hate anybody that does spear. So this includes her, Jey Uso, Ricky Starks, Charlotte Flair, and the list goes on and on.
Yeah, Queen
Big Jim.
in what looked like her underwear. She said that she's the only African queen, and in Africa, you know what they do with spiders? They stomp on them. What?
I would like to, you know what? How dare I question the queen? But Manny, I just believe, outside of Africa, I believe the current treatment of spiders is to step on them or kill them as soon as you can. There's only bitches like me who sometimes let them out the door.
That sounds like you walk it out the door. What are you doing?
You put them on some paper and you go, yeah, you fling them outside.
Nah, I get my vacuum because it's clear.
You go for real death.
I stuck it in there and I make sure I find another one and make them fight to the death.
Well, anyway, the Spider Lady wins. Lady Frost loses for the 1 millionth time on Collision. That's how you should know you're watching Collision. Anyway, let's get through it.
And then finally, the Don Callis family take on the Paragon and Danny Garcia. This match happened.
Yeah, the Paragon wins and Lance Archer and what was it, Rocky Romero? I didn't actually watch the match. I stopped. To be transparent, I stopped after the Hangman Leo Rush segment.
I kind of stopped paying attention the moment Danny Garcia came out there.
Yeah. Actually, the moment when they gave a promo with Danny Garcia, and he was like, "I need you, Danny," and all that. I think that's when I checked out. Somewhere around there. Ain't no money here. There ain't no money here.
I like the idea of doing this. They did something different, but you can't have a lackluster ending like that. I don't. Why? And also, why is John Moxley constantly kicking off the show and then just fucking off?
Well, John Cena's been doing that. Maybe people want their highest rated segment to be their, start. And you know how people normally tell off at the end. So they were just like, all right, we'll put everything in the middle. But in this 4 hours, they put literally everybody they wanted to showcase in their product on their roster. If you did not make these 4 hours, Tony Khan does not like you and don't love you, and you're probably getting a release or getting ghosted.
Why wouldn't Swerve on this show?
I don't know. That was an interesting question. I think he had other things to do.
Yeah, but you would think this is one of your biggest shows.
Yeah.
Put the man on there.
Should have been there. She could have did a video package like someone in the back did one. When they were just like, oh yeah, I shot this and yada yada. But anyway, that was Dynamite. Let's move it to NXT, which Manny has already said could have been an email, but let's just rattle things off and then talk about the juicy topics because it's already a long show.
So Javon Evans, Laredo Kid, and Ethan Page are out there. Ethan complains about all the matches he has to contend with that Ricky Saints agreed to.
Yeah, no, what the fuck? Why do I gotta take his calendar? This is bullshit. It's like getting somebody else's work because they went on vacation. This is not what I signed up for.
Sean Legacy comes out, followed by the Vanity Project. This ends in a brawl, and then Ava gets a strike from me personally for making an 8-man tag to end the show.
Well, at least it went the triple threat.
Still close enough.
Yeah.
Dark State defeat Chase U in a squash match. What was the point?
Yeah. I don't know when we're gonna bring this up. I'm just gonna say it happened right now. Jensen done? Got taken out of a chair by Izzy Dame and
yeah.
That was it.
He isn't committed. I get the feeling he's just gonna get paired up with Briggs again.
I think he's done. I think he's getting released. I think we're done.
There's nothing to him. There is nothing to this man. There's nothing.
Or Briggs.
I would be surprised if he let go. Tyra May Steele is on the back going on about the Undertaker is scarier than competing in the Olympics and is met by Aaron Grace giving her a pro tip to stop bragging about herself.
Oh, those Morellas. Did you see how Santino Marella got to keep his name in TNA?
Yeah. I don't know why.
So this is what happened. So Scott D'Amore apparently, when he was running TNA, would always go, and I'm sure he's still doing it now, would always go through WWE trademarks, like just on a daily basis, just to see what's expiring. He saw Santino was expiring and bought the name. That's how he was able to keep it. And so then they started working with TNA, and somehow WWE bought the name back from Scott D'Amore, and now just currently allowing him to use it.
Yeah. I mean, what's the point of
Business.
holding a name hostage? What's
Yeah,
the point?
business. I don't know. It's not like you're gonna be like, you know what? Now, Tony D'Angelo, you are now Santino Morales.
I'd do that for jokes. Just for bands. If someone left really controversially, I'd have someone else come out there with that name, butchering it, doing everything they did, like Razor Ramon and Diesel, like fake Diesel and fake Razor Ramon. I would be as petty as Vince.
We need to have a segment on the show weekly that goes on our feed called Manny or Marcus Gets Really Petty. And I think this is right. This is new. The new Santino Morella. I don't care. I don't even know why I'm doing this.
No, Marcus, the segment should be Manny and Marcus slowly become Vince McMahon.
Yeah. No.
You wrong us, we name a dildo after you.
I don't want to shit on women's faces and hang out with Brock.
Charlie Dempsey took on Miles Bourne for Miles' freedom. Miles wins 2-1 in a round.
Strike! Man, giving this a strike.
Strike. Yes, strike.
Yeah, rounds match.
I don't know what Miles is going to do on his own.
Yeah, I understand. I was like, oh, that's it. That's it. That's what Miles is going to do. He's on his own. And I like the other members of the No Quarter Catch crew more than him anyway.
No, see,
give Ren time to shine. I don't understand what they're doing with Ren. Just standing around.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with Ren, but Miles and I keep forgetting his name. Tavion Heights. It's Tavion Heights, right?
Yes.
Tavion Heights. Them as a tag team were really good. They're just never given anything. They just put in a match to lose and put someone else over. But them two as a team, when you watch them, are really, really good. The fact that Miles is going to singles now is a goddamn shame.
Yeah, and you want to know why, Manny? You want to know why they go singles? Because no one cares about tag team wrestling in the WWE. No one. It's in the DNA of the company. We're just getting rid of it. Even if we have something.
Tyra May
Braxton's the only one to outlive this.
Tyra May still took on Ariana Gray. She wins with a German suplex. I wasn't impressed with this match at all.
No, but I thought it was solid. I thought it was on par. It was better than some of her LFG matches, and I was like, "This is
no."
Do I think it was easy to see? No.
Do you know that thing when she got into with Bully Ray when he was like, "You smile too much." Yeah. So they zoom into her face where she's showing all this intensity when she wins, and like she's going, and then suddenly starts smiling again. And then I was just like, "Why are you doing this?
Figure it out.
Both characters, you gotta be one."
Yeah, she really needs the Alpha Academy unless they're gonna put her with the No Quarter Catch, or something.
And then
chase you.
Yeah. So JC comes out telling everyone not to jump on the JC train because everyone's doubted her for the last 4 years. Said her and Fallon decided to run the play.
Slap her around the world.
And then they are interrupted by Nikita Lyons Jr., Laney Reed.
Pause before we go further. JC gets a strike for wearing her pockets, the short shorts with the pockets out, but holes in the pockets of the shorts. Yes, that may be fashion, but I don't like it. So strike for the champion. 2, who the fuck is Laney Reed? Who the fuck is this? She came up out of nowhere, and I went, no one asked her to show up.
And then the fact that she went and goes, you know what? You seem like the most beatable champion ever.
Yes!
I went up to her and just stabbed with the microphone. How dare you? I don't even know.
I did like that aspect that JC is the most beatable champion ever because everybody came out and they mama and Thea got it on when she attacked Jada Parker on site. It had nothing to do with the segment. Your girl Thea just punched Jada Parker and was like, fuck it.
The lights go out. Mariah May is on the podium stating she has finally arrived and she is the next NXT and says she is the next NXT Women's Champion. Says the best women's division in the world just got a whole lot more glamorous.
Yes. And I don't like, gloating, Manny, or saying when I'm right. But on the show that no one watched, and I think that needs to be stricken from the record books as a I hope no one actually watched it.
I don't think you said tonight. I thought you said
I suggested
I think you said Worlds Collide, and I said I would not waste it on that.
I said, would you bring her out immediately? I didn't give an actual day.
Mm.
They brought her
You've
out
been
immediately.
correct on 2 occasions in the last month.
I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll, man. I'm just Nostradamus. I'm just walking around.
Until it all comes crashing down.
Yeah, and it already hurts inside. It already hurts.
Javon Evans, Sean Legacy, Laredo Kid, and Dragon Lee take on Ethan Page in the Vanity Project. Ethan looked like he was coming out with his kids.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly how I felt. I felt like he was the guy. He was the old man still hanging around high school kids.
And when they were in the locker room, I was like, "Damn, Ethan, you should stay away from these kids. You might get in trouble."
Manny, do you remember the movie Can't Hardly Wait?
Vaguely.
It's a American classics with Seth Green and stuff like that. Jennifer Love Hewitt and stuff. Well, Ethan Page reminded me of the character Trip McNeely, who showed up at the party and was hanging out with these high school kids, even though he was in college. And it's like, what are you doing here? He's drinking and shit. Like, wait.
But don't you ever feel like that when you're at work and there's younger people there and you have to try and socialize with them?
Oh yeah,
I feel so old.
I always feel old. I work in a very young community. It's like, oh, here I am, the old guy with common sense and logic.
And I remember when I was working at M&S, which is more where it was more prevalent. At my place of work now, I roughly work with people roughly around my age. It wasn't so much of a gap between ages like when I worked in the store. And then I'd have people like, because I was the manager, I'd have people on my phone that are like in their 20s when I had to call them and tell them to come into work. Mm-hmm. I don't want to have people in their 20s on my phone. It feels wrong. It feels seedy.
To me, it doesn't feel seedy. I don't even look at these young people like that. Like it's like look at these kids, fucking babies. It turns a very Marcus who feel like he can say whatever he want when he's with the older crowd to this crowd is more sensitive. They soft. I gotta tame my voice. I gotta change how how I feel and how I'll talk to them because I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't think I could get away with half the shit I used to do.
Yeah.
With the temps, I used to just refer to them as a gender and a number.
That does not fly in 2025.
I know, I used to be like, bring me the boy.
Who agree with us on that same front? Did he? That's the way I used to do it. I used to just look their ass and come on, baby.
I just was just like, I don't want to learn someone's name that probably won't be here in 2 weeks.
We're old. Our circle. There's no more room. It's no room. Just like I have no more room for new music. I have no new friends. No new friends.
So we go to the back. Obafemi is signing a contract to face off against Jasper Troy.
Good old
I think one of the coldest lines Jasper Troy had, even though he was standing there with his plastic chains. This is the first time you gotta look up at a man you're facing. I was like, oh.
And I was trying to see if that was true. I was thinking in it, and I was like, I don't think it's true.
Like, if it was like that.
Yeah, but I don't think it's true because I think he stared down Dijak, who might be taller than him.
Did he? Was Dijak still in the company?
I think Dijak and Oba had a match. Yeah.
Oh,
this is around the Eddie Thorpe. This is after the Eddie Thorpe whippings or something. I didn't Google this. Of course, I don't look for real facts, but I'm sure Oba and Dijak had a match.
Yeah, Oba versus Dijak. Guess the other person in the match.
Oh, I'm sure Eddie Thorpe.
Josh Briggs.
So he had to stare at both of them. They're both taller than him. Oh, well. I look forward to seeing Jasper Troy get beat up by Oba. I hope that happens.
Teens are wild these days. They don't have any respect and park in your bleeping driveway. I loathe them like Triple H and the Street Profits and pay-per-view. You could have just said Triple H and Blacks to follow Eric's narrative of Triple KKK.
Yeah. Well, I do like the Street Profits. Whatever, baby. They can't make it. They can't make it. Absolutely not. Not on my show. I'd rather put a 20-minute Slim Jim ad or Morgan and Morgan Law Firms or something.
Tony D'Angelo has a meeting with Luca Crucifino. And Luca Crucifino said he made a point to prove his loyalty, which is a tag match against High Rise. First of all, I had to think who the fuck that was.
Yeah, and then second, I'm like, if you're gonna make a point, you fight Stacks, who has went missing since he beat the Don.
Tony said, "You're doing this for the family, but you didn't even get my consent." Lucas said, "We ain't a family anymore."
Ooh. Somewhere Ben Diesel died just a little bit inside when he heard that. Oh no. They got Ben Diesel hooked.
Trick Radio took on Mike Santana for the TNA World Title. Earlier in the night, Trick says he's the man to take the TNA title to new levels and make the make TNA feel more legitimate. And he knows what's best for TNA, and that's Trick-N-A. Mike Santana told his daughter he's coming home with the TNA title. Looks like he lied to his daughter.
Yeah, you know better than Mark Briscoe. You know better than Mark Briscoe. By the way, not only did Mark Briscoe let his family down, he let his late brother down, who no one has kicked out the Jay Driller until tonight. Mark Briscoe has disgraced his entire family in one night.
So this match was actually pretty good until AJ Francis, formerly known as Top Dolla, and some other guy,
Casey Navarro, the
Who
cuck.
the fuck's that?
I don't know, but he looks like a cuck. And I don't like the way Top Dolla was holding on him like it was jail. This is my bitch. That's what it felt like. But it was weird.
He does seem the type. JC Navarro does seem the type to sit on the chair and watch AJ Francis fuck.
Yeah. Like he has his own gimp suit. Like AJ brings him out. Like I can see it. I see Jailhouse Rules. It was weird seeing them come out there, but I like this finish. I like this interference finish because it involved the TNA brand. AJ Francis is one of the biggest heels in their company right now, and portrays himself as the heel of TNA. And I thought this made the most sense to give Mike an out.
I do like that immediately Vic called him Flop Dollar.
Yeah. Oh, Flop Dollar. Like, you just call him off for it. It's called Spade Spade. I like the Booker T to know who they were. What the hell? Booker T, you work this man that most wanted treasures. You know? How dare you not know who he is?
He's changed, Marcus. He's changed.
Not that much. You know what? He's actually lost a lot of weight. Maybe
Marcus, when Booker T worked with him, he was a currency. When he saw him again, he's a person with a name.
He's a man. He's a man.
You're strictly a currency, Top Dollar.
But that was NXT. I enjoyed the show. It went by faster than the other wrestling shows this week. It's the best review I can give it. But however, it's what it is. I also would like to say, ask you this question: who's using the Mexican stars better? Is AEW using CMLL better than WWE is using AAA?
I mean, they're using about the same.
Well, I think the CMLL guys are better.
Well, they were featured more. They were in matches, whereas they haven't actually used any AAA star yet.
They were in the crowd. Aerostar that was in the crowd. The way he was this shit. Even though I saw somebody in the mid-card match post the image of the radicals in the crowd that they show Aerostar and Dr. Heel Jr., whatever these people name are, I don't know all of them. Just in the crowd. I feel like they're like same energy. And it was just a funny joke. But it was
I just feel like NXT kind of phoned it in this week. They didn't really have to try too much. I feel like Well, AEW was longer. I did enjoy the first 2 hours.
Yeah, they had you know what? AEW put together a better first 2 hours. It's the back end they got.
Collision, it felt like Collision. Like, don't sell me on a 4-hour show when the second half is Collision and it was dry.
It's dry as Mercedes Moné steak or as dry as Candice LeRae chicken. Which one you eating first?
I'm in the chicken.
Yeah, same.
I mean, you can save dry chicken with condiments. I don't think you can save a well-done steak with anything.
I just feel like if I ate that steak, my jaw would have been swollen because I chewed so much. But it's like, damn, Marcus, you working out? I get those John Cena jaws.
No, I feel like I'd get tired. And then the rest of the steak would go cold. I'd be like, I don't want this anymore.
Have you ever did that with a steak? I've done that with a steak.
What?
That was a steak that was so chewy and tough that I chewed on it for so long that I just went. And it didn't take another bite. It was just that tough. I was like, oh, it's terrible.
So God bless his soul, but my dad loved well done steak. He said it was better for his digestion because it was too oily. And this is someone that had bariatric surgery prior. So I was just like, do what you gotta do. But don't think I think that's a good idea. Like that, you've taken all the goodness of that meat.
Yeah, you ruined it.
I'm like, we ain't buying you the good meat. If you want to do that to a steak, you eat the terrible meat.
Manny, I have a confession to make. I was a well-done steak eater. I was raised that way. You know how you're raised that way. That's the way it's gonna. You don't want it raw. That's the way a black family is raised. I can't speak for every black family, but that's how we're raised for the most part. You burn that shit until it ain't pink. You don't see any pink. You see an ounce of pink, you return it back to the kitchen and say, why is there pink in my steak? Are you trying to kill me? You cooked this shit. But however, due to Eric and his obsession with Guy Fieri, he started eating medium steaks. And I went, wow, that's really good. That's the way a steak should taste. And then I just kept going further. And now I'm a rare. I'm a rare.
You're rare.
No, rare.
I like it like slightly cooked. So I'm medium rare. But then when I was learning how to cook steak, I watched the Gordon Ramsay video. And that's where he taught me that that's how you should have your steak. The way it feels when you press your finger there on your palm. That's how you should have your steak. That's how it should be.
I remember trying to make a steak. When I cook things, Manny, I don't ever look at instruction videos.
Oh no, I have
hello.
Yeah. Even when you buy shit that tells you the instructions on there, like, oh, put it in the oven for like 20 minutes or whatever, turning once. I will leave that box out there till I'm done with the cooking. The nonsense I need to do.
I don't read instructions. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's terrible. But I don't do that. I just kind of go like, I go what I feel.
Nah, I don't know. I tried to make a steak. I will know I poison myself. I will not. I spent one New Year's trying to cook sausages that specific way. What did I spend doing on New Year's? Throwing up.
My first attempt at making a steak. I bought it and I was like, I'll make myself a steak. It can't be that hard. I like it raw anyway. How much can I fuck it up anyway? I like it. Man, I fucked that steak up and I was burnt the house down. I don't know what I was doing.
I mean, my first attempt, I think I did it.
Terrible.
I did it. I put way too much attention onto it. Well, because I massaged oil into my steak. That steak lived a good life before it got fried. I massaged the oil into it. Then I put the salt and some black pepper on it. I massaged it.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't do it. I treated my steak horrible. I may as well threw that shit in the street.
And then put it back on the pan.
I can see a homeless guy trying to eat that steak out, man, going like, you fucked this up. Yeah, I
know. What did he say? Don't yuck. What are yuck, folks? Yum.
Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum. Yeah, don't yuck their yum
I don't know what that even means. Unless they put
that means don't fuck with. So if someone enjoys something, don't you come in here and fuck it up. Like he's talking about with the steak, and if you like it well done, don't you come in here and fuck it up and say, hey, I need to make it medium, basically.
Unless they put ketchup on. Oh, I don't. I'm not a ketchup on steak. I think that's how you rest. I think that's actually how you rescue a well done steak is by putting condiments on it.
You got the A1 on there. That A1 better be on there.
The thing is, they don't sell A1 here. But when I'm in New York and and my aunt makes me a steak, I love me some A1 sauce.
Yeah. The question is, do they have steak sauce just in general?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not specific steak sauce. They'll have sauces here, but they wouldn't go. This is specific steak sauce. Like America, you are sauce haven. When I go to a grocery store in America, I'm like, I'm a bit taken aback by what I can have. There's too much choice.
Yeah. It's called Flavor Town, baby. It's called Flavor Town.
Too much choice. I like it.
I love A1 sauce. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But if you make me a steak,
it's not the best A1 sauce. It's not A1 sauce is not the best, but there is
it's the only one I've ever had.
No, there's a couple. There's a place here called Steak and Lobster. Very generic. You can have two things on that menu.
Yeah, I enjoy their original name. Steak and Lobster. That's what we got.
And then you get unlimited fries or unlimited salad. But they put this like garlic butter sauce on top of it. Beautiful. Or if you've ever tried a béarnaise sauce,
yeah. I've all that. I have all that. But I'll tell you this: the secret to me, or to me, if you give me a steak just like it is, I don't need any sauce. If you make it right,
what cut of steak?
That is the best steak, huh?
What cut of steak do you need?
I like filet mignon, probably the most.
So I sometimes
maybe a New York strip.
I go between a sirloin steak or I don't necessarily like rump steak. I think it's mostly sirloin, but like a big ass one, not the tiny one.
No, I don't eat sirloin steak anymore. Sirloin.
Why?
Because it's too cheap, man. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't want the poor people's steak. You give me the filet mignon.
Poor people's steak is the minute steak.
Yeah, I know. It's the Salisbury steak. That's the real poor people. But I'm just saying, when I go out and I see a sirloin steak, I don't have a problem with it. It tastes fine. But I'm always like, I got a little bit more money. I can go for the New York strip, or I can go with the ribeye or anything else.
Not that expensive. Ribeye.
It's not. Yeah, it's like I think it's like just a step above sirloin, if not equal. I don't know. But I always go with nah. Hook me up with give me the more expensive one. You know what? Give me a Wagyu, even though that's a scam. I know it ain't no real Wagyu beef.
Have you ever had a Chateaubriand?
Yes.
Now that is something that used to get stolen every time I was in the store. No matter how many security tags you put in it, it would get stolen. It would always get stolen. That
somehow in Manny's house.
I wish it was from my house. The worst part was I got accused. Of assisting the people that used to steal because they lived on my road.
Yeah,
and they would sell. They go into pubs and they sell the meat they stole.
Can they go to a different community? They just go down the street and be like, "Hey man, these is really the strip from the store."
And then because I don't specific, I would never go, "Hey, stop," or apprehend them, because I'm like, I don't want to get stabbed on my road for stopping them. Hey, times are hard.
I don't know what I wasn't lying about, but you damn right I wasn't.
I think it was being raised in a black household, having well done.
Oh, okay. But yeah. So just like Mercedes Moné steak, wrestling's been overcooked already, but we still got SmackDown and some watch-alongs this weekend. So tune in for those. And please, Jesus, That guy behind her is choking on the steak and he's not even eating it. It's like a beta fourth push. That's how thick that shit is.
Do you know what? That bite she took as well was too big for her mouth. Look, what she cut and put in her mouth was too big for her mouth.
It's too big of a cut of steak for her.
Mercedes is a peanut head. She can't be eating that. She doesn't even look like she could eat large amounts of food.
Yeah, no. I feel like she would only, if it wasn't for Tony or whatever who came up with the segment that put the steak on creative control, I think she'll only eat the lettuce. Or the garnish around it.
Is this Joe Hood robbing from the block to sell to the block?
Pretty much.
If you donate to the show, me and Marcus will eat steaks on the show.
Yeah. Manny will eat a well done steak.
No, I will not. That is absurd.
And if you act now, if you donate enough right now, I'm not gonna give you the price because I'm not gonna do it. I will slaughter a cow in front of the stream and eat it in front of everybody.
That's who gets El's hams for things. El surely got fired from the bottling plant at this point. It's 2025.
He got replaced by a computer already. A computer.
It's 2025.
Earl's eating pig porky beans right now. He ain't steak.
El's wife's left him. He can't afford that. He can't afford the mortgage.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, so we'll be back with millions of watch-alongs this weekend. They're all already up. Make sure you hit notify me so you know when we're going live. So like, subscribe, and all that other nonsense.
Just give us a like. If you ain't gonna comment, just give us a quick like on your way out, or a quick like on your way in. Just try to do that. Help us out. Help the algorithm.
Yeah. Click like, share us on all your social media. Come on, do it.
Yeah. Otherwise, and if it goes this route, we're gonna have to cover a different genre of random sports or something.
We're gonna go to Flavor Town if you don't do it.
Yeah, we're going to Flavor Town, the podcast. We're taking the market, guy. We're taking your market.
So like the video and subscribe if you haven't. We out. Peace.
That should have been the thumbnail. Her eating this steak, cause
you can change it.
I know, but we should have put ourselves in this too, just ready to eat.
Maybe we should.
Although I feared Tony Storm almost choked to death when he tried to eat this. That was the funnier version of this. But honestly,
Tony looked like she'd get the camera off me.
I'll tell you this, and this is a legit thought that ran through my mind in the segment. I said when the match is in and Tony has won, she should confront Mercedes Moné, but Mercedes Moné has a steak knife in her hand. Like, back up. It's AEW, I'll stab your ass. This is the only thing we haven't done yet.
The toughest fight of the two nights, Marcus, was Mercedes and the steak. And Tony Storm and the steak.
Manny, here's the question. This show's never end. This is the problem with the show. Okay, you're Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
I'll give you the option. You either fight Bobby Lashley or eat that well done steak. Which is gonna be the tougher battle?
Well, if you're paid by the hour, you take the steak.
You take the steak, yeah.
You want to
burn some calories eating that steak.
You're gonna be here forever.
You gonna burn calories.
Sir, the restaurant is closed. I ain't finished the steak.
I'm still got the steak, Momo.
Can you warm this up? Can you warm this up? It'll get even harder.
Yeah. Is there any way you can? You know what? I'm gonna take it to go and I'll attach it to my tire so I get flat.
Wait, Marcus. 1 or 2?
Give me the imaginary food any day of the week. You know what? That's official. Mercedes is staying in the queue. She's staying in the queue eating that steak.
All right, so that means that goes up here and it stays forever. Like the video, subscribe. We out.
When they say let Triple H cook, this is what he cooks on Raw. Shawn Michaels would have had a really good steak there.
Triple H is cooking up bricks.
Indigestion and shit, heartburn.
Triple H booking is missionary.
Right now, it's the Salisbury steak of steaks. Right now, that's what Triple H is putting out there. Sponsored by Slim Jim. God, oh my God, it's gonna be the end. That's. I don't know, Manny. I don't know if I can survive that. The advertisement on the weapons. I don't know if I can survive it.
I think it's just on tables, and I think that's tragic. But
Then it's gonna be on the Kindle stick.
It's not big enough to be on the Kindle stick.
They go advertise something weird with the K, like, oh, here's you can buy some candy canes, or come and get these Supermax dildos or something. Like, what are we advertising here? Let's get out of here.
We out. Peace.
Yeah,
I think
peace.
we've gone too far now.
Yeah, later, Levesque.
See you in hell, Levesque.
Yeah.